Hey guys, welcome back. Nitrokiller here, and today I've got a video that I want to make a series on. If this first one does well, I'm gonna make a few of them today, and then I'll continue uploading them if they do pretty well. But basically, what I'm gonna be doing is making tutorial videos on how to use the stunt creator, or well, I mean that goes for like any race, so that if you're someone who sees all these cool stunt races and you want to make some of your own but you don't know how to, or you don't think you'd be very good at it and you tried to and you couldn't figure it out, I can help. I don't know everything how to do it, but I've figured a lot of the stuff out, and hopefully I'll be able to teach you something new. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to see whenever you load up the stunt race creator is this little menu, and you can either go to the race details and do the title and the description and the photo first, but I usually always do that last because the photo is going to be like the thumbnail, and so that's what's going to get people's attention. You want that to look really cool if you've got a really interesting, like, crazy looking race, and then your title needs to be like the main point of the race, and the description needs to either expand on the title, tell what kind of a race it is, if it's point to point, if it's circuit, if it's for supercars, sports cars, off-road vehicles, motorcycles, whatever it is. And then you're going to have search tags. If you want it to be found heavily on Rockstar Games, you can put a ton of these. It's got 62 characters, and you got to separate each one with a comma. Maximum players, you can do up to 30, minimum of 2. And race type standard, GTA, rally, non-contact, and then route type, you can do laps or point to point. And so laps would be if it's a circuit. Point to point is obvious, it just goes from one point of the map to the other, and it doesn't complete a circuit. Then you got the starting grid. We'll look at that in a minute with the checkpoints. Then you have default class vehicles. Like, you can, first thing you need to go do, if I want to make this a sports car race, which I do, I'm going to uncheck every single vehicle except for sports, and that is going to make it to where the players can only use sports cars. Okay, so all of them are checked. I mean, all of them are unchecked except for sports. And then the default vehicle, excuse me, I'm going to want to make something that is pretty fast, but like one of the most popular vehicles. So I'm going to get the Jester race car, wherever it is. There it is. It's not the fastest sports car, because so you can like account for whenever you test it. You can account for people that have slower cars and people that have super fast cars, and then the time of day, that you can just leave it current. It'll be able to be changed. Traffic, always turn it off. It doesn't really matter about the other stuff unless you want to have it where, like, if you have a bike race and you have the two bikes with the KERS system, you can turn this off. I mean, you can turn this on to allow those vehicles to use their boost, or you can turn this off so that where they can't. And if I'm doing a stunt race, I want the stunt RP on, so we're going to turn that to yes, and then disable catch up. Basically what catch up does is it makes the higher you are up on the leaderboard, the slower your car is going to perform towards the end of the race. So if it's a race with 2 laps, about halfway through the second lap, your car is going to start slowing down, and if you're in first, sometimes it'll go to half throttle, and basically it just makes for a close finish between all the leaders. But I hate it because a lot of times I'll be leading races and the idiot who's the host doesn't turn catch-up off, and I lose the race because of it, and it's just really annoying to me. So I always have it on disable catch-up so that cannot be changed in the races, and it's completely fair to everyone. It doesn't slow anybody down, it doesn't speed anyone up. And just so you know, slipstreaming is an actual thing in real life. It's called drafting. Whenever you drive behind another vehicle, you have less air resistance, so your car can go faster or have better gas mileage. So that's a thing. Anyway, so that's the race detail menu. The next thing you're going to look at is placement, and in placement there is the first thing you have to do before you do anything else. Place trigger. The trigger is basically going to be the little blip that shows up on your map, and if you get close to it, the thing you walk into and press right on the D-pad to join. Alright, and for the prop, since this is a stunt race, I always use the starting grid track, and you always want to put this right above, directly above your trigger. And since I'm at the airport and there's like a bunch of stuff on the ground that I can run into, I want to raise this up above most of the buildings, just so it'll be easier, and that's how you do that. So gonna go ahead and place this down for now, and I'm gonna show you guys how to get other props and make nice tracks. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is put down one of the starting grids if you want it to look like this. So there's starting grid, track start grid 16, track start grid 30. These have the stars on them. Start line 01, start line 01 with 30, start line 02, start line 02 with 30, start line 03, start line 03 with 30, and then the track links. All right, so that is the different start lines, and basically you place it with X. And if you're going to see what I'm doing right now, allow prop stacking. You want to have this on almost all times, so that, see, if I have it off right now, it doesn't show up whenever I'm on top of another prop because it doesn't allow it to be stacked. But whenever I go to the ground, it will show up. And if this goes into the ground or in the building, it's not going to allow it to work. Let me get a smaller prop. So like right here, it's on level ground, it can work. But if it goes into this building, see, it becomes transparent, which means that it cannot be placed there. But if you turn it on, it can be placed inside the ground a little bit, as you see it disappearing, and it can be placed inside of the map and inside of buildings. So that's another neat feature. But the coolest thing, the easiest way to make stunt tracks is to turn on prop snapping. And basically what that does is it's going to, and you might see it look like it's glitching out where it just spins like this really, really fast with some props. It's because it's spinning around trying to get one of the edges to line up with another part of the track. So basically what you want to do is just align whatever side of the prop. So I'm trying to get this left side of this little piece of track to line up with the right end over here. And if it lines up just like that, it'll be placed. And then I can press X to place it, and then another one goes down in front of it. But if I want to change the color, you go up to your prop color. You've got red, blue, purple, black, white, gray, yellow, orange, green, pink, racing. Alright, so racing starts different color combinations. So like racing is blue and red, and it all looks different on different props. So like this one, you can kind of see there's a red line right in front of the right in front of the like right beside the rumble strip. You see, if it's pink, it doesn't have that, but if it goes to racing, it does. And there's black and yellow, and then there's orange and blue, green and yellow, pink and gray, and then we come back to red. But I want it to be racing because I love the way that the colors alternate. So we're gonna do racing, and then we're gonna get some different track pieces. So with the stunt track, the different track pieces, let me get this to line up. Oh, hold on. The different stunt pieces are all in here. So, well, never mind. So these are the turns. You've got track bend medium, track bend large, track bend XL, and then you've got track bend 5D. So if you want to make a complete 180-degree turn with these, you need a ton of them, and it makes a giant turn. I would not suggest using these for like large turns. I tried making a figure 8 track once with these, and it was bigger than this airport. It literally took up the whole Alamo Sea whenever I built it. And then there's 15D, which is a little bit sharper. 30D, I believe that's the degrees. And then there's 180D, yes, that's degrees. And this is a good one for making a complete 180-degree turn. So I want to put that right here for now. And see how it's spinning like that? Did y'all see that? It was trying to connect because prop snapping is on. If it starts spinning like that, sometimes it'll get glitched out to where it won't stop spinning. But you just need to turn that off if that happens. So we're going to find another prop. So there's track fork, track cross, and then track straight bar short. This has guardrails. So I'm going to add this, but I'm going to add a longer one right here. Has guardrails. Alright. All of these now have guardrails. All the same track pieces, just with guardrails. And you might have saw what I was about to talk about next. Whenever you connect it, alright, so whenever it's not connected, world heading is the rotation type. That's going to spin it horizontally. No matter which way you tilt the prop, it's going to spin it horizontally. Alright, you can change this by pressing right or left on the D-pad to pitch. That's going to change it going this way. Roll, that's going to change how it does that. And yaw, that's going to change how it does that, which is pretty much the same thing as world heading whenever it's flat. And if you need to reset the rotation ever, just press square while you have the prop selected, and it will reset it. So if I go to yaw, you can see it's the same thing as world heading. But if you notice this, if I change the pitch and do yaw, it rotates on that axis. And if I change the roll and then do yaw, it rotates on that axis. But if I do world heading, it rotates on that axis. And that allows you to make, like, if this was a turn, or if I wanted to make a banked straightaway, then that's what I would use, but I don't. And so you see now all of the rotation types, but whenever it's connected to a piece of track and you press R1 or L1, it says rotate at the bottom, but what it really does is it raises or lowers it, hinging from the connection point. So if I wanted to make it go up, I would do that, and you can make it fold back over on itself. I don't know why you would want it to do that, but you can. I think it's kind of funny, but R1 goes down, L1 goes up whenever it is connected. And just so you know, if I disconnect it by moving my camera, it resets to level, and then I can just connect it back. So I'm going to put that piece there, and now we're going to move on to the raised tracks. The raised tracks are pretty much very, very, very similar to the way the other ones worked. They have a few different pieces. Like this is angled. The 180 degree turn has banking to it. This has a bridge. It gets wider, split, really thin areas. You've seen those in races going up. The track slopes are already built. There's these things. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. So if we go to stunt tubing, this is another part that's very confusing for people. Please don't start off your tracks, like if you've got things, don't put your tube right here, alright, and do this. Don't do that. So if you want to delete something, you just press circle to go back and look at selected prop under the little placement menu, and it says tube extra short. But if I had it like right here, I'm still looking almost at the tube, but I'm on my racetracks here, so you want to make sure it's on tube extra short. Press square to delete. But then you go back to stunt tube, it's trying to connect, get it up there, and then let it connect. You're going to want to press left one time to get this racetrack connector. And I believe, yes, alright, so here's a little fun fact. You need a piece of track without guardrail for it to automatically connect. I do not know why you need a piece of track without guardrail, but you do for it to automatically connect. It'll connect that way. See, there we go. And then you've got entrance into the tube. Now you can get your tubes, and as you can see, the racing theme alternates red, blue, and a light blue color. So there's long tubes, tube extra longs, tube corners, which is a 90 degree turn, 5D, 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees. There is no 180 degree tube turn, but if you just do two of these, so if I wanted to do it like this, the easiest way to make it turn, alright, so if this connects, it's turning to the right. I want it to turn left, so I'm going to unconnect it and spin it around this way, and then it's not at a perfect 180 degrees, but it's going to connect to be that way, and it will be perfectly level with the ground, because if I was just to do this, it's quite annoying because you don't have it at perfect degrees. Alright, so I'm going to want to disconnect it and then do it like that. Alright, so then you've got a 180 degree tube turn. Alright, and so those are the main tubes, and you've got forks, you've got splits, you've got single gaps, which what this does is it's got a hole in it, you can see right there. Then you've got double gap, and then straight gap, to where, like, if you want to make the track that, like, where the ground falls away out of it, you can make that. What you need to do is get this piece and make sure that it's pointing, you need to connect it, and then make sure that it's pointing straight down. Well, oops, wrong button. You want to get it and make sure that it's pointing, hold on. You want to make sure it's pointing straight down, the open part is. Alright, and then I believe it is a few blocks or few tubes to the right. One of the very last ones. Yes, it's a tube end, it's a cap. And I always make this a different color so that people see it. And you've got the tube speed boost. So right now we're gonna look at the tube speed boost. I'm not gonna put one on this track because I don't think it needs one. But there's a speed pad intensity thing, and this goes for all of the boosts, all of the boost pads. So there's weak, which is going to barely boost you at all, normal, strong, extra strong, and ultra strong. Now, since there is this, I know a lot of people are just going to put it to ultra strong on everything that they do, but if you want to make a good quality race, you want to have it at the boost strength that it needs to be. So like if you're already going super fast, you don't want it to be ultra strong. If it needs a tiny bit of boost to get up there, you might want to make it weak or leave it at normal. But if you're coming out of a turn where you had to go really, really, really slow and you want to get back up to speed very, very quickly, ultra strong is great. But just be careful with that because there's a lot of room for error, because if you mess that up and then you like have it to where you over jump checkpoints and you don't notice it and you publish it, people aren't going to like the race because they're over jumping their checkpoints. Okay, so moving on to the next thing is the stunt building blocks, and these are useful for making you can make buildings, you can make like boxes, you can make walls, you can make all kinds of stuff. Landing pads. I use this for the landing pad just because it's the largest thing. It's bigger than the regular stunt landing pad. But I'm going to place this. I'm going to make it a little bit taller. And I'm going to place it right down. I want to turn prop stacking off so that it doesn't try to connect me to things. So let me go down. And I'm going to place it right here. Okay. And then there's all different sizes of these blocks, and they're basically just like you can see 3x5, 2x5, 1x5, 3x4, 2x4, 1x4, 3x3, 1x3, but you get the idea. And these are cool because I could turn on prop snapping, and it's gonna connect me in the middle of the prop. It's gonna connect right in the middle, and if I want to change where it connects at, I just changed the way that it looks. So like if I want it to, it should work. Like, yeah, see, if I want it to connect, I turn it horizontally and it will connect horizontally whenever it decides it wants to work. Well, that's how you do it. There you go. It's really buggy sometimes, but if I want to do that and then I want to make this long to where you have to drive on this only part, that's how you do that. That's basically the stunt building blocks. Okay, so the next thing we have is going to be ramps, and there are lots of ramps. Let me change the color so you can see them a little bit better. I'm gonna change them to change them to white. Alright, but there are a lot of stunt ramps, okay, and something I've noticed about the stunt ramps is they all have these little leg support things, and they are supposed to connect to the track, and sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. But another thing is that whenever you spawn in a ramp, sometimes this little front lip edge is like raised this high up. So if I go back and get a prop, it's not fully connected to the landing pad here. So I mean, it looks like it is, it really does, but if I go up and then I come back down, then it is truly connected. You know it's connected then. But there are a lot of different ramps. I'll just scroll through them right quick and you can see them all, and you won't even see all of them. But I'm going to make I'm not going to use a huge ramp on here, but these flip ramps, I'm going to use one of these here, and basically what this does is it is going to make your car twirl in the air, and I want the car to come out of this tube and hit this thing going very, very, very fast, and I want it to do corkscrews or barrel rolls, my bad, in the air. And if you want ramps like there are on, I think it is Stunt City Air, the Rockstar created map, where the ramp is like super high up in the air. I'll show you how big it is. Like, that's huge. That is a giant ramp, and there's like wide ones, and then you get into the quarter pipes, and the quarter pipes are good for making wall rides that aren't pre-made. And so like you can make it round around a turn. Like, you just need to place a lot of them. I'll show you guys how to do that really quickly. You're gonna need to, I'm gonna make this a little bit taller, and I'm gonna put it like right here. I'm gonna use the medium ones though, but I like to alternate coloring on these too, because it makes them easier for me to see or whatever. But these are kind of difficult to use sometimes because the prop stacking deal is hard, because I can't put this prop, see, I can put it inside of each other on the back there, but like at the bottom I can't combine the bottom. So basically what I'm just going to do is alternate gray and white here, and I'm going to spin it just a little bit each time I place one, and wrong color, and I'm just going to like keep turning, and I'm gonna keep it as low to the ground as I can, and I'll show you guys how you fix that whole the problem with it not, like, you see how it makes like a staircase right there? That we do not want that. That's not good. And I can't lower it if I press R3 to put it down. It doesn't go any lower than it is already right now. So the way that you're going to want to fix this problem you're having here, is you're going to want to get some building blocks and basically just cover it up. So you're going to want to, you just get the building block and then you raise it up just like that. And then that's going to cover up your little mess you just made, and you can extend it. I'm going to make this a little bit, well, actually no, I'm going to make this one, and then there. So now we've got a corkscrew ramp thing that hopefully should land us right around in here, and then we'll have a cool little wall ride to get up on, and we can fly out into the ocean. And I'm going to make the finish like right here for the purpose of this video, but in the part 2 I'm going to make another track probably, and that is going to be in the next video. But for now I'm going to show you guys, like, I'm going to do some testing. I'm going to show you guys how to do checkpoints. So the way that you do the starting grid, we talked about this earlier. Since it's a sports car race, I have sports cars on there. You can see like Masakros and whatnot, and you're going to want to get it to where it's yellow, which means that it's like it should be. And for the stunt races, I like to place them inside their boxes, so just kind of rotate it till they get right. And then you can have starting grid size, medium, there's large, which is going to space them out farther. There's medium and large is all you can do for this. The bikes is what is small. And then stunt grid layout is going to put them 2 by 2 like that. But if you have no on stunt grid layout, you can do medium is like super close together, large is like that, medium is like that. But if I do yes, it's going to be lined up just perfectly. I press X to place that, and then I'm going to go into first person mode, or well game mode pretty much. And so you press the trackpad on PS4, it's whatever the select or trackpad equivalent is on Xbox One. So you press that to go into the car camera mode, and then just obviously press the button to change camera modes again, and you're in the car. And as long as you don't have the menu pulled up, the car handles and functions as it normally would, like my handbrake works. But if I have the menu pulled up and I press R1, it is rotating the checkpoint dot. So, and you press circle to put that back, and then press circle again, and you just press circle again until the menu goes away. So the way you're gonna do, and by the way, you can't turn off the radio. I have no idea how. Actually, wow, guys, I just figured that out. Lol. Anyway, so you're gonna go to placement, you're gonna go to checkpoints, and then you're going to drive your car around and press X every time you want a checkpoint. And I like doing this method. I find that it's a lot easier to do than being in this camera mode. Whoa. I find it's a lot easier to do than being in this camera mode. Especially for whenever you get into the tunnels, because see, it's on the outside here, and that is not what we want. So, and also it's a good way to test the track to see if things are going to work without even getting into the test mode, which I'll show you guys in a minute. Let me turn this radio off so I don't get copyright, whatever. But yeah, so basically I'm just going to put have a checkpoint there. I'm going to put another one here. We're getting up in the tubes, so whenever you're in the tubes, you're going to want them to be circular. And what that's going to do is that's going to make it take up, like, anywhere you drive in the tube. You can drive on the ceiling, you can drive on the walls, and you're still going to get the checkpoint. But you want to make sure whenever you're testing it, you're not driving on the walls, because it will, like, make the checkpoint appear outside. So I'm going to put another checkpoint right here. So you want to be on the very bottom of the tube, and you have to have valid checkpoint respawn spots. So I'm down here, I'm dropping down. I want to change this back to regular, and it like glitched out for some reason whenever I put it in circular. But I'm going to put another checkpoint right here. I've got to get lined up with this thing, and then I'm going to hit it, and this is going to make me fly in the air. And you're going to want to land like whenever you're testing it, and whenever you're in this mode, your car cannot explode. but whenever you're testing it, your car can, and you can take damage on it. That's in my way, I can't see. But that's what you're going to want to do. And if you need to reset your car, just switch the camera, and then, oop, nope, I want to delete that. What did I, oh crap, come on. I'm sorry, give me just a second. Okay, I fixed it. If you want to switch the camera, reset your car, just press switch camera button, and then come back here, and then put your car back down, like, right here. So I'm going to press that, and then I'm back in this mode, and I can now see because the little thingy's gone away. Well, nope, never mind. But, so basically, I'm going to note of where I land here, and wherever I land, I'm going to try to land the car. Well, alright, that's good. So the checkpoint is landed right there, and I need to look and see which way it's pointing. Is it facing? No, it is not. So I know where it's at now. I can delete that, and then I want to put the checkpoint going that way. So, and then I want people to land in the ocean. And basically, instead of this being a wall ride, this is more like just a backstop so that your car doesn't go flying off. And so that's what I'm going to use that for. So let's turn that back off. And I'm going to go to placement, and I'm going to get some more props. And I'm going to go into stunt ramps. I want to change the color so I can see them. Let's do pink, and we will get we'll get a large one. Let's see. I want it to be huge. Yeah, that's pretty big. All right, so we'll put it right there, and actually, no, it doesn't need to be very big. I want it to be, actually, I can do it like this. Yeah, I can do it like this. So, you can have it like, let me get the ramp to where it's on the thing. Alright, you can have it like that, and then the people are going to land here, and then go up on the wall, come down, hit the ramp, and then they're going to fly off, and they're going to land on the beach over there. But I want some boosts. I want to be able to go faster. So I'm going to go into stunt special, and then here's the speed. Excuse me. Here's the speed boost. So there's single raised track, which is not as wide as the regular track, which is 4 blocks wide. I want to put a boost right on the edge of this ramp, and I want it. Oh, I do not want it to be ultra strong. I want to delete that. So I need to make sure speed boost track. I want it to be weak. Excuse me, voice is going away. So I want it to be a weak strength, okay? And so I'm going to spawn, I'm going to get my checkpoints, I'm going to spawn my car down here, and we're going to check this out. So I come up on the wall, I turn, I'm coming down, I'm going really fast, I put a checkpoint here, and then I want to note of where I land. And as soon as I land, I want to put a checkpoint, that's the finish. Boom, right there. And then I want to press the change camera mode. I want to turn off the radio, and I want to check this out. So you see I landed right here, which is perfect, and it still thinks I'm doing a circuit, so I'm going to change it to point, and then on the little mini map that should show up as the finish line. Yes, is checkered flag right there. So this is a bit of a short race, only 8 checkpoints, but this is a tutorial like I said, and I'm going to do I don't know what I'm going to do in the next one. I might do a next one. I might just continue on with this one because it might be a long video. But I think what I want to do now is actually not end it there, but I want to make a loop-de-loop for you guys. So the best way to do loop-de-loops is to get, like if you want one that's already made, I would get something like one of these, the full loop ramps. Now these are a bit confusing and they can be kind of annoying. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get some track, and I'm just going to place it. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. I want to land on this. So I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. See, I know where I'm going to land because of that checkpoint. And I want to place it right there. I want it to be big. Alright. And then, yeah, I can make it go on. I want it to be a different color though. Let's do it blue. And then I want to get my my loop again. So whenever you place this, here's another thing you got to be careful of. You've got to make sure that this is completely on the ground. It's set on the ground and it's good. Alright. And you want to place it perfectly straight level. Alright. So place that and then get a different one. Alright. But you're going to want to go over to the stunt special and get boost, because with these, and I'll show you right here, you're not going fast enough most of the time to get past that. Like the radio, I mean, not the radio, I'm getting distracted from that. But the loop is too steep and is too hard to fully do without any boosts. And there's also some tips I can give you guys on like how to take these better. So my car should like fall. No, actually I had enough speed for this one. But if you want to put one right after a turn, like I do sometimes, the best way to get this to work is to put a boost right on this part of the ramp. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to put it right there. So as soon as the car hits there, I'm going to put a boost there, and I want it to be ultra strong. So now that is that, the next thing that you're going to want to do is you can either do what I'm about to do, or you can choose to just take my advice on how to do this whenever this is not in the game. So this loop, and you'll see in just a second whenever I do it, it has a problem with the way you land on it. So I'm gonna make it a little easier of a transition. I think that's pretty good right there. Alright, so usually whenever you land on these loops, the nose of your car, if this piece here wasn't there, it will hit at such a steep angle that your car will stop moving. Like if you're going like full speed, it will just stop moving. And it hasn't blown up on me, but it will just like glitch into the ground and stop moving, and then you can like drive away as if you just hit a wall or something like that. So on tracks that you can't build, or you haven't built, you can't fix it like I just did, what you're going to want to do is as soon as you get to about the top of the loop in this thing, so as soon as you get to about right here, you're going to want to hold down on the left stick, and that's going to make your car start doing a backflip because of the mid-air control you can do with the vehicles in this game as soon as you come off this ramp. So it's going to bring your nose up, and it's going to make your car land level. That's going to make you go faster in any race with this on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the final checkpoint right here, and right at the finish line, that's going to be the final one, and I'm going to put some props. I want a finish line thingamajigger, so I'm going to go to Stunt Special, and I'm going to find the gantry, and the gantry is just like a little sponsorship sign thing dealio. So I'm going to put that there, and then there's hoop of fire, small ones and then large ones. There's tire hoops, stunt landing zones, which, I mean, if you compare this to that, the stunt landing zone isn't a whole lot smaller, but it doesn't have the prop clipping together thing, so you can't put these edge to edge, but you can put those building blocks edge to edge. So that's why I like to use those for this type of a thing. So you've got like crazy things like soccer goals. So if I wanted to make the cars fly into a soccer goal, I could totally do that, but I don't. I want to make them land in a bowling pin stand, which I haven't even like tried out yet. I want to make sure this is the right height. Hold on. So let me lower this down to there. That's the height. Why is it doing that? There we go. Alright. So I want it to be right there, and then I want this to be, let's make it black. Let's make it like wood colored. Yeah, there we go. And then I want to find the bowling pins. I actually don't know where the bowling pins are at. I haven't looked at them yet, but I will find them. Oh, and by the way, the targets are right here. So they best show up if you do racing. They look like actual targets. So this is a small one. This is the large one. And then there are also fireworks. So I'll get to the bowling pins in a second. But the way you do the fireworks is you want to have it triggered for whatever one you want, like first place or all racers. I like doing it for all racers, and last lap or all laps. I do all laps. FPS, PTFX trigger radius, and I like making it the biggest possible, because the larger it is, like as soon as let me get to where I can place it. Why can't I place it? Is it too big? Why can't I place this? Oh, it's not on the freaking. Oh, duh. Alright, now. Excuse me. As soon as they enter the sphere, as soon as the player enters the sphere, this is going to shoot off. So I want there to be smoke coming off of the top of this thing. Alright, so I want to make this pretty big. So I'm just going to let it go and go and go and go. And I can zoom out in just a second to show you guys how big that is. Because I want it to show up like, I want you to see that. And I want it to be smoke. And I want it to be, let's do red on that side. And then let's do another one. Hold on, what is that there? Let's do that one there. And let's do another one right here, but let's do this one being white. Alright, pure white. So place that, alright? So now I've gonna have smoke coming off of the top of the finish line area, and I'm going to find the well, actually, no, the fireworks. So there are fireworks and the special effects things. There's smoke, fountains, rockets, starburst, shot burst. Basically, just look at those. So pretty self-explanatory, the colors and everything, and all of that. So I'm gonna find the bowling pins. I haven't seen them yet, but oh, here's the slowdown strip. So if I want to make the cars like that try to cheat and come over here super slow, obviously they're not going to be able to get past there because I placed this block to make them get stuck. But that's going to really encourage them if they don't even see that. Because like you can drive past that if there's nothing there. But anyway, so that's where the boosties are and the slowdown, and also the little alarm things. That's what these are, the public address system. I'm gonna put alarm 3 here, and we'll go back and put alarm 1. Golly, that's a huge radius for that thing. We'll put alarm 1 by this ramp, and you want to have this like out of the way where no cars are going to run into it, because the cars actually can hit that and it will mess them up. So try to leave it in a little area to where you can put it like literally under the ramp. So I'm going to put alarm 4 there, and on this one I'll put alarm 2, and you can only place 5 of them, unfortunately, but 5 is quite a lot to place of these things. But that is all 5, I believe. So those are the stunt special things. I'm going to find, I do not know where the bowling pin is, but I'm gonna find it. And let me just scroll through the signs real quick. I don't think it's gonna be in anything else, and I do not see it. I do not think I'm gonna find it. I do not see it. That's unfortunate. Let me keep looking. I'll come back whenever I find it. Guys, I did not find any bowling pins. I don't think the bowling pins are in this. I don't understand why. The bowling balls, bowling pins, I could not find them. Leave a comment if you know where they're at. I'm just gonna place a bunch of fire over here to like make the cars run into or whatever. It's gonna look really cool if it's a night race. Yeah, so that'll be neat. And I forgot to do, I didn't forget because it's not over yet, but I didn't do the other kind of loops and things. So there's wall rides. I am awful at wall riding and races. Something about them I'm just not good at. But this is all of the wall rides. Basically, you're just going to want to place it down, and it's got ramps on some of them that are already, like, you see the little ramp. It's going to kick this car sideways, and then this wall ride is pretty big, and then once you get that, you can place this down, and then you can just take this one right here and raise it up in the air, and if prop snapping is on, it should connect. I haven't messed around with these yet, but it should connect just like normal. Let me see if I can get it to work. Okay, so that's not connecting. Let me see if there's a different one. All right, curve, maybe it'll connect. No. Oh, it doesn't have the prop snapping feature. I thought it did. But so it doesn't, the wall rides do not have a prop snapping feature, which is pretty unfortunate because that's gonna be stupid if you like place this and then place this and it's off angled, or if it's just barely sticking out like that. You can see it right there, how it's just barely sticking out, but you can't really see it from far away. It looks like it's good, but it's not. So that's that. But what I do want to show is how to make these spiral XXLs. good. And what these are is they look like the loop-de-loop things. There's one on like a lot of the maps or a lot of the race maps in the Rockstar created stunt races. And basically what you're going to want to do, I had to look at the thing to notice how they did it, but it's sideways on the track, and you have to put it not at a super crazy angle, but one that is crazy enough to work, or well, one it's almost sideways. Like you're gonna want it to be pretty much at this angle. Um, a little more. I want to do it at the other way though. So it's gonna be like that, and you're gonna hit the thing in the very left, and then you're gonna come out on the other side. But I want to get some building blocks, and I want to make a little platform here. So I'm going to get some building blocks that are big enough right there, and basically I'm just gonna put this right here like that, and then this over here just like that, and that should be flush with that. I can go down here and look and make sure that it's gonna, okay, that's not good, so we need to get rid of that. Let me get rid of the radio. So we need to remove this piece. It is on there, and it should connect. Let's see. Alright, yeah, see, that's perfect. And then I come into this, make sure this works. I get hit by the boost, and I'm coming around. My car is good, and then landing, boom, there's the finish. Alright, so that's that. So this loop here, you have to have them sideways like that. I didn't think you did, but if you just hit it like going straight on, you're gonna fly off the like that. So you're gonna want to have them just like this, and you see where you can drive through here. Basically what you're gonna want to do to make people not do that, because somebody's gonna try it, and I like to troll people whenever I do this, because somebody's gonna try get in front. They're gonna try cheating, and it's really annoying. They're gonna try cheating. So what I do is I do this. I get the stunt special, and then I come over here to the slowdown strips, and I put slowdown pieces all throughout here, so they're not going to be able to get around them, and it's going to slow them down and cause them to lose the race if they are in first. But the way that I make it to where they can't see it, so that it's like it's a troll, it's an actual troll, is I get some building blocks that are large enough to cover them up, and to where that they cannot see them. So I'm going to get this, and I'm going to place this down. I'm going to lower it down as low as I can go, and I'm going to place it down right here and right here. Now you can barely, I'm gonna put some smaller ones on the sides there. You can barely still see them, but you want to make that to be almost all the way invisible, so that any people that are cheaters cannot win. Alright, and so they're gonna see those blocks, and they're probably not going to drive through there anyway, but if they try to, watch what happens. You get up on it, and you're going super slow, and you keep hitting them, and that slows you down so much. So if I was to try to if I was to do the actual loop itself, this is how long it would take instead. Okay, this is how long it would take if I do it like you're supposed to. So you're gonna want to hit it right in the middle, and then just go all the way around. And see, that's much faster, and I carry so much speed coming into that loop. And also, I think I've got the loop set up to where if I was going super slow like this, and see, that's another thing. If you hit the loop super slow like that, you're going to fall right there. So you want to, that's a strategy for doing them loops, but it's also not a very good one, because if you do that, then you're gonna lose a lot of momentum. See, if I'm coming up in here, I should have enough speed to get this. If I'm coming up in here and I get this boost, I don't think I'm gonna make it all the way around. But if I Yeah, I did. Alright, sweet. I'm carrying way more speed and momentum into this finish here. And so that's going to help you out a lot in races right there. But I think I've covered everything that you need to know about building your stunt race. Now you just have to finish. So the things you want to do is lobby camera. This is going to be like the background. You're not really going to see this, but it has to be inside this red bubble here. And I don't think I've mentioned this yet. You've probably seen me using it. The going up and down very quickly. It works for raising and lowering props fast, I think, but I know it works for zooming in and out. So, and going up and down with the height. So if I go down with R2, it's kind of slow. Go up with L2, it's kind of slow. But if I hold triangle and hold L2 and R2, it's much faster. So I can get inside this loop. I mean, inside this hoop. I can't talk. Inside of this sphere here, and I want to take a picture of, say, let's go down to where we can see the other stuff that's over there. So let's take a picture of that. And then that's going to be the lobby camera. And I want to go back and I want to change my photo to, instead of being that blank thing, I want to change it to that. And the photo just has to be near, it doesn't have to be in a certain sphere. It has to be near the area, but not really. And so now I'm going to make sure everything is like I want it to be, and I'm going to test it. Alright, and so testing it is basically just, you have to complete the race, and that ensures that people aren't creating races that are impossible to do. It has to be possible for you to be able to publish it. You can save it as being incomplete or being unable to complete the race, as in like an incomplete circuit or whatever, but you cannot publish it, and publishing it is going to put it on the social club website. So I'm going to try to land on my wheels here. I did. I succeeded. I missed the checkpoint though. And so now let's continue on. We'll hit this boost. I don't know why the color's like that. It's weird. But we got the boost. We should land right next to that checkpoint. Perfect. And now we'll hit this loop. Go all the way around. Real nice. And then we'll hit this. Come all the way around. Doing it perfect. Landed. Finished. Alright, and so now I've tested. You've completed your test race. Return to the creator. Okay. Alright. And now, once I've returned to the creator, I'm going to save it. And I'm going to save it how to part 1. It has been saved. Okay. I'm not going to publish this race because I don't really think it's not one of my best races. It's pretty basic. It has like just about everything in it though. It's got like I tried to use most of everything. Like the tubes, the boost, the slowdown, the loops, all of that kind of thing. I tried to use all of it. It's a pretty short race. It took me, like you saw, I don't remember how long it took, but it wasn't over 2 minutes to do this race. But it's taken me quite a little bit to create it. So it just shows you like the amount of effort that goes into making one of these stunt races, and it looks pretty sloppy in my opinion. I could make it look much more neat, but one of the things you're going to want to do, because there's a glitch that has been happening to me lately. I didn't do it in this video, and I wish I would have, just in case what happened. But throughout every few minutes, you're going to want to press save, and you're going to want to save it. Alright, so I'm going to overwrite this, even though it's unnecessary that I do it because I haven't made any changes. But you're going to want to save it just in case the glitch happens. So whenever yesterday it happened to me once, and the day before that it happened to me also. What happens is you complete your race circuit, you've got everything worked out like you want it, and then you go to test it, and you haven't saved it yet, and you test, and halfway through the test, the game takes you out of creator mode, out of story mode, or whatever mode you're in doing the creator, online, or story, and it sends you into a GTA Online lobby. It is the most annoying thing ever. I have no idea why it's doing it. If anyone sees this video from Rockstar or knows someone, tell them about this glitch. You will lose all of your progress on races. I had 2 races I've been working on for about an hour, and I lost progress on both of them all the way. It just, like, I didn't get anything back. and it was really frustrating to me because I mean you work on something for an hour and then just randomly a stupid glitch happens and you lose everything. So it's very unfortunate that happened, but just make sure to save your races, guys, and if you want them to be uploaded to Rockstar Social Club, press publish, and I believe people can still bookmark your job, like with the if you just save it and they play it. So if you do it with friends, they can bookmark it and they can start it up as hosts themselves. But if you publish it, people can rate it, people can download it, people can get it verified by Rockstar, and then it's going to show up in the Rockstar verified stunt races whenever that comes out, if it's a thing. I don't know if it's a thing yet. But thank you guys for watching, if you did watch all this video. If it was helpful to you in any way, I tried using every bit of stuff that I know about this. But if it was helpful to you in any way, please leave a thumbs up, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Tell me if I missed anything, and I'll definitely make a follow-up video to this. And subscribe, like I said, if you want to see more GTA 5 races created. I might do some live streams some days where I just spend a little while making a good race. So like this one is alright. I mean, it's not very long. It's not going to be a whole lot of fun because it's not long enough, but it's pretty simple. It shows that it's not super duper difficult to make stunt races. You just have to know a few things, and you have to be conscious of how everything works and how the car is going to handle on the different situations. But if you enjoyed the video, hit a like button. If you're new, hit the sub button. You know the drill. I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.